difficult world. And today is finally the day where all of the preparations we've been making finally pays off, and we can build what I've been planning for over there past the farmhouse. I don't think I've actually said, but I'm going to build a huge greenhouse today, which will play a nice part in the lore of this world, and I think it will look fantastic, especially once we get all the trees of the forest and little houses of the village stuck in. I think it'll be a very cool addition. But yeah, so without further ado, there's all my stuff. But I guess let's just get straight into building. I am certainly very happy with the way this build came out. It took me a bit longer than expected. It's day 756, and I was at first a bit worried with how it would integrate into the landscape, but if we go back here, I think it worked out quite well. You see here, and I think it will work out a lot better once we have terraformed the area around it and connected it to the ground. I'm also going to probably add some trees around here too, since I've been rethinking the way the farming village is going to actually be. So of course we have this farmhouse here. Let me just step off Magnus, but then we'll probably just have, instead of a big bustling village, probably just have a few small cottages, 5 or 6, tons of fields, all shrouded in these same trees. And those trees will cover up most of this, and there'll be fields and a few houses around it too. Yeah, but I do want to make a few improvements to these trees. I love them quite a bit. I think they're good, but I think I've progressed a bit as a builder, and I can see some ways that I can improve them. And hopefully we can add and create some new ones. The video isn't done though. I still want to create the interior for this build, and I think it'd be a good idea if we start off with the wings. I want to try and fit as many plants as I can that exist in the game into here. And by the way, this interior is pretty stunning. I love the look of the copper grates and the planks above. It looks pretty cool, but I'll do a proper tour of all the techniques I used once it's properly done. So let's start off here, and I want to dedicate this to all the crops in the game. And we'll maybe try and add some fun ones too, to make it a little more live-like. This greenhouse was the pride and joy of the farming village and the city. It houses all the wonderful plants the farming village has produced, and with their trade with the city, the governor agreed to put his resources into the greenhouse, and with the best architects from nearby, they created this. 100 years after the construction was completed, though, the city undertook a huge expansion. The industrial district was made, and then soon followed the construction of the castle. Trade from the other cities was booming, and the docks had been growing all the same. Tall ships stood proud at the harbour, and it was, and still is, a happy time for all the citizens of the city. The greenhouse became a sacred place, preserved by the work of the farmers, where people came to honour those in the past who made the city what it is. So the greenhouse wings are now complete, and I want to see if I can try and get through the wall without using any rockets to start. Oh, that's so good. I think you can fly through the wall with one nice rocket like this. Wow. And it lines up perfectly with the sun. As you can see, if we come in here quickly, that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to sleep so I can show it properly. So this wing does look a little bit weird. It's supposed to be all the wacky plants in Minecraft, like unusual sort of things. So this area is really overgrown. I thought I'd use the glass. It makes a cool overgrown effect. I really like it. It's super messy. That's what I wanted to do with this wing, make it really messy and fun. This plant is a cool vine that I thought could stretch throughout the whole thing. It kind of goes halfway. It starts from just this little pot here, and its roots come out all over the ground and all along here like it's uncontrollable with these weird, mysterious purple berries. Yeah, I think they're pretty cool. There's a little glass panes. And then we have some giant mutant flowers here. I saw these designs on a video by Mog Swamp, who did a similar greenhouse to this actually. The same sort of blocks, so that's pretty cool. And I saw these and I thought, oh, maybe I can use them in here, and they look quite nice. Similar design with these nice flowers. Some nice cool little flower. I didn't really know what to put here, so I just sprinkled some flowers in, and I think it's nice. It keeps the view of the forest. Now, this area, little lake area, some dripstone, I thought it was nice. Now, this is very strange, but I really like it. It's quite ominous almost, and I've got a really nice shape to it. I'm proud of it. The sort of spiral all the way, and then it comes down at the end and connects to this little drip leaf here. But now I'm really excited because we get to build the main interior. Still have no clue what I'm going to do to be able to access the second layer, which will probably go around this first ring. I've been thinking about doing a staircase up the middle, like a spiral staircase, and yeah, I don't know. I want to have some sort of giant beehive hanging here too. That would be cool. So I think a giant spiral staircase would work. Either one in the middle or one in one of the quadrants, but it doesn't really line up, so probably just one in the middle. Then we can have a sort of circular area here, and we can have different quadrants for different things, like maybe a mushroom area, all the different flowers. We can intermine them, and there were leaves everywhere. But there's actually one thing I forgot to do here on this side. It's so funny, very goofy, but that's what it's supposed to be. This whole area is kind of the weird and wacky area, and I love it, it's very cool. Anyways, so yeah, this is what the mushroom area is going to be like, but nice, huge, giant mushrooms coming everywhere. Maybe some on the top here hanging down, that'd be pretty nice. So, that's enough talking. So, how about we actually get started? And I've been a bit lazy, I've used all my ender chest boxes, like the rocket box, for holding stuff, so just basically chests for everything. But yeah, I don't really know how I'm going to do this section. I think maybe we could do a nice little time lapse for each little quadrant. Okay, so the first quadrant is done, and I love the way it looks from out here. It adds a bit of life to the empty windows, and walking in, you see a big tree leaf above you, and the sightline clears just as you get to the centre of the path, and you see the centre of the roof. This is probably my best custom tree. I'm definitely no expert on custom trees, but I find like looking at real life trees help, and for this tree I found it helpful to add the leaves in plumes, like sort of instead of one big shape of leaves, multiple little shapes. So it's a shape there, one there, some there, and I tried to do it like a willow tree design where all the leaves droop down. I think it looks pretty cool, and it gives a nice environment. Here we have some just little mushrooms. It's the fungi area after all. The reason I have this tree here is to show off some oyster mushrooms, and it adds a bit of height to the area. The reason I'm adding this height is because I think it'd be cooler if we didn't actually add the second layer, like a walking layer, but we had the beehive and we had like rows of pots of flowers on the top for all the bees. I think that would be cool. But down here we have this big kind of funny looking mushroom, which I like, it's cute. This one that overhangs the little pots of them is down here. I was going to add a little bonsai tree. It looks a bit like a bonsai tree. There's cherry sapling here, so just a cute little secret. Yeah, some more pots and stuff. These little roots, the warped roots, are so good. I used a lot of this stuff in my terraforming in the forest, and I just completely forgot about these little roots, even though they're so perfect for a lot of things. So I think I'm just going to add one right there, because I like them a lot. I also used some glow lichen, so it's completely spawn proof this area. This little ground mushroom, this nice one, some ones over here. This one like a little sprout. Mushrooms all over the floor. I was going to use mycelium for the floor, but I just used podzol because there's no mushroom islands even remotely close from what I've seen. The last secret though is if you come around here, you can jump up on the mushrooms up to here. Oops, I've never done that when I'm doing this. and you can use the door trick to jump up here like this, and you get this little bird here. That's an item frame with an egg in it with the coral around it and some water underneath. That's why there's a slab. I've used this trick many years ago. Might even have it on this channel. I showcased it, I don't know, but yeah, it's very cute. Spoiled blossom up here. It's like a little hideout rest area where I've got my music disc so you can play all the songs. A nice rest area in the greenhouse, and you come up on the leaves of the tree. This stuff blends really nicely with the paths. I thought it was a cool detail. But yeah, so now, yeah, you can imagine if the whole greenhouse was completely filled like this, and it'd be really grand. It'd be very cool to look at as well. This one's gonna be primarily flowers, and then this one, I don't know what to do with this one. Maybe this could be a sort of water feature. So if you can imagine like a little cascading waterfall with all the water plants in it, because we have a few water plants out there, but we could have some corals and things. And it's a greenhouse, but maybe we could even add some fish hanging around. I think that'd be a cool idea to have the water feature there as you come in. And maybe it could be like a little bridge and the water could trek a bit through here. We'll see. But I guess that's the plan for now. So let's get building. Okay, so I just added the giant beehive as well as finishing off the 2 quadrants, and yeah, I added beehives with bees on purpose to make it so some bees are flying around, and look at them all, there's so many. Yeah, they found the flowers. They're obviously, yeah, well, that one's dancing. But yeah, there's quite a few, and it looks cool having them all flying around up there. Maybe we won't do this last bit in a time lapse because I've had a cool idea. Okay, so my idea is that I'll add like a sort of plateau area out here in the future, and then there'll be like sort of access underground through a tunnel that connects to the doorway there, so that's how you get up to the mountain through the greenhouse. That's one of the ways. And then on top of here there'll be a sort of bridge which connects to here, because this is a perfect sort of shape for a nice doorway. And then it's perfectly in line with the beehive. You can step out here onto a path that wraps all the way around. So now we have a nice door out onto here. Nope. I'm about to run out, so I'll go and get some more. Whoa, they love it up here. Holy moly, this is my little hideout spot. It's going to be covered in bees. Okay, there's the first layer of things. Yeah, that looks so cool. Now the second layer is going in and adding a few of the flowering ones, very sparsely. Oh yeah, you don't push me off though. Oh, maybe we should have added the bees last, but oh yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. That looks great. Okay. Basically, wherever there's some stone free, I'll just go ahead and add some of these in. Just gonna bone meal in a few, and that way we can get some of the nice glowberries started, so you can... Oh, it's so bright, I love it. So let's just get rid of our scaffold here. So yeah, I think that looks pretty sweet. It does add some nice brightness to the area. And I think that's a good balance between too many plants and not too many plants. So the tree adds some nice height here, but I think if that was everywhere it'd be a bit too much. And that does look so cool, that beehive. I'm really happy with it. Second last thing is to add the railing up, railing up there. Yep. I think I'm just gonna go the lazy route because it's so crowded in here, and go with some nice simple mossy cobblestone bricks, walls, because that'll give a nice contrast for a nice simple happiness up here, to sort of, you know, enjoy a nice walk around maybe. Steel. Add some candles. The reason I chose the sandstone, it sort of looks like candle wax, you know, falling. And many bees up here. So that's nice. Candles. And now I like to sort of imagine the world as if people were living in it, so I think I'm going to do something pretty silly but fun, and add a feed the bees container with some flowers in it. Oh, it's so beautiful, it looks so cool, you can see all the plants from the inside. Wow, let's add some life. Oh man, this is going to be my greatest build ever. And the inside, whew, I love it man. Okay, so let's add a barrel here, sign saying feed the bees, feed the bees, and one of these, one more, and then V. Okay, turn it blue. Oh, I love that blue color. Wow, that's very rich, if I'm seeing it right, but there we go, some nice flowers, spread them around as if they've been used a bit, you know. Add some life to a world, just having little things like this, because even though it feels a bit silly, I love it, it's a fun little thing. Beautiful. So, with that, our greenhouse is one step away from being complete. And what is that step, you ask? It is the simple task of bringing out all this clutter. The problem with a build of this size is the fact that there's always so much clutter. You'll never get away without having tons of chests filled with random materials that are completely even more spacious, take up more space than the materials you actually built the thing with, but oh, it's finally done. What a great experience building this was. Of course, I'm going to build like a big forest around here for the farming village, connect it to the ground, but the building itself is so beautifully done. So finally, we can do what everyone's been waiting for, the tour. And boy, oh boy, is it a beautiful build. I cannot wait to see this on the map on episode 20. So yeah, isn't it beautiful? yeah, definitely my best build, so I'm happy with it. But yeah, let's start. So you can walk up here, here will be some little degraded paths that will turn into just probably coarse dirt as they go to little cottages and the city, the forest. But here's a beautiful fountain, so I use a little swirl of some light blocks against dark blocks for a nice pattern underneath. Just a pretty basic main piece design with a nice little water lily magus. So you come up here, some basic plants. I was going to put a tree here, but now I've decided to put the forest around here. Don't think it's necessary. You've got some nice blue flowers which match up with the aesthetic of the greenhouse here. These ones sort of match properly, and these ones are nice and bold, so I think that's pretty cool, in nice triangle shapes as well, you can see. Some fences here so you can exit and wander around the grounds. And then at the front, two decorated pots with some bushes at the top. But about the build itself, I want to go over one technique I used. So you see it's a dark prismarine here. This looked really stark and harsh to blend, but if you put some, I think those are grey glass panes around them, it really smooths it out. When you zoom in like this, it's pretty stark contrast still, but from back here it really feels just like dark patches of the build. And I tried experimenting with this. I saw it BW use it, and I'm sure other people have too. But I tried experimenting with this, and yeah, it's really good. It really adds a lot to a build. I could definitely use it better, but it's a good first try, I think. Yeah. So now I also want to go over how I built it. Of course, it's not the greatest build anyone's ever built. I'm not the best builder, but for me, it's pretty nice. So I just first found a reference image because I was wondering how can I build a good shape, and then I found one with two cylinders out the front and a big sort of dome connecting it, similar to this. So I thought I'd build that sort of up, I'd build the shape, and then you find your block palette, put all the trims and stuff, and then you can start to detail. So I came up with this middle part design, and I thought it was a bit small, just being just the middle part. So I turned these two cylinders, which go back all the way, and I flipped them and put them out, added some windows along, and there you go, the two wings. So that was the design process. You come inside, and by the way, I did design it in creative mode first, because there's no way I'm building something this good in survival. And then I used that design to build it in the hardcore world, so it makes the building process easier. But boy oh boy, I think in total with the interior it probably took about 15 hours, about 6 hours of gathering materials because of all this copper. Probably I think about 2 or 3 hours on the interior, and then it actually took about another 4 hours to just construct, so that would be 13-ish hours, 14, 15 hours, because it's such an intricate build, all those trapdoors, even with help of schematics. It took an annoyingly long time, but it's finally done. You come in here, and now what I tried to experiment with was sight lines. So you come in here, you go through, you can't see the top, and only when you're in the center of the path you can see the top. I think I said that before, but yeah, I did talk about this tree a bit, didn't I? So this is probably the best tree I've ever made, and you can come up there in this little secret area with the disc. Yeah, just a nice little rocky area with a little pond, got dark blocks behind it to accentuate the water. And there's little glowberry cave. Here is just a flowery area, this cool little mantle. I don't think mantelpiece is the word, but sure, with the nice flower up there. Another nice little sitting area to rest by the company of the bees, because they come down here a lot because of all the flowers. And then the fungi area, of course, all these beautiful fungi. This is the first thing we built. I gave a tour of it already, but this has got to be one of my favourite places. I think it turned out one of the best in the greenhouse. All the little big, the big potato, the giant pumpkin, the giant melon over here too. It's funny cactuses designs with the candles. Yeah, I love this wing so much. The other wing's a bit more crazy, wacky, as it's all the wacky plants in the game, so a bit more, magical, and I like it, but I think I prefer that wing over there. Now, might have to leave Magnus down here for a moment, because I can't really access the top level at the moment with him. So up we go, and diving in on here, we have a feed the bees sign, because all the bees love to hang around up here. So let's try it out. Grab 2 lilacs and woof, instantly swarmed. I want to keep the population up, so this will help. Every time I come in, I'll just feed 2 bees, and there we go. So I think it's pretty cool. I don't want it to be too overcrowded, but some run away, then yeah, it will be good. Got some candles up here, just very simple. You can see the big beehive, the pride and joy of the greenhouse, I think, kind of. I didn't put that in the lore, but actually I might, because I'm going to be writing today's book for the library on the lore of the greenhouse, a bit of what I spoke when I was building the first wing down there. And yeah, it will contain maybe something about this giant beehive. What are you doing? When you think about it, it isn't really a giant beehive compared to the size of the bees in this game. But anyways, let's not ponder that too hard. So yeah, that's basically it with this greenhouse. I'm gonna have to light up underneath it, because it's kind of mob city under here. 3 golden boys. Where are they all? Yeah, 3 full gold. Nice. Oh. Okay, I'll fix that later. But, let's have a look from the top as a sneak peek for the map, and... Oops. Beautiful. That looks super cool. You can see the layout. Wow. But yeah, so that's pretty cool though. Already a great addition to the world. I'm crazily happy with the way this turned out, and thank you very much for watching today's episode. Really hope you enjoyed. I put some extra effort into this one, so thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.